This podcast contains strong language and adult situations. If that's not your thing, you've been warned.
Welcome to the Fuck My Work Life podcast.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Kay.
Have you ever had a bad day at work?
Well, in this podcast, we share your weird, wonderful, and sometimes horrific stories from the workplace.
Which may leave you thinking, maybe you don't have it so bad after all.
Let's get into it.
Let's do this. Welcome back, fuckers, to the Podiversary.
Yay, it's our Podiversary special.
100 episodes.
No.
Oh, no?
1 year.
1 year.
Although we did get a great voicemail that we'll be playing later that misunderstood and congratulated us
On 100 episodes.
on 100 episodes.
Yes.
It's very cute.
Yes.
So yeah, 1 year ago, we started this podcast.
Yep.
Had no idea where it was going to go or what was going to happen.
Nope.
It's been a wild ride, man.
Yeah, man.
It's been a lot of fun. Jay's cracking a beer. Can you guess what it is?
No, you cannot.
It's not fucking Coors.
Nope.
So I
Although
guess
we did get a pallet, of course,
that's
at
right.
our local grocery store. We just have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
We had to go in there and buy it. Can you imagine buying a pallet of fucking Coors? I bet you could kill that in a couple weeks.
Talk dirty to me.
So I guess on that note, we drink because we work.
Yes.
What are you actually drinking today?
I am drinking a local brew from Helia Brewing Company. It is called Travel Light Pilsner. It's 4.9% alcohol. And if you were wondering, it is Saphir Middelfra.
What?
Those are the hops that it is brewed with.
Oh, that's fancy AF.
Yep.
This is a Helia Brewing kind of episode because I'm also drinking a beer from Helia Brewing, local to us. I am drinking the Pescadito Mexican Lager.
Yes.
So this is 4.8% alcohol by volume. It doesn't tell you the hops. Where did you find the hops? Mine
was on the side.
Oh, mine just says that it's inspired by and brewed with all you captains in mind. A true cerveza that pairs perfectly with fish tacos or a day on the panja.
Huh, that's weird. That's weird that mine has the hops. I wonder if they were just like had space to fill.
They're like, we have nothing to say about this beer, so let's just say
what we put in it.
I think I actually like your beer a little bit better than mine. This one's not bad, but it has a flavor that I cannot place. I can't tell if it's
probably fish oil. There's like 20 fish on the fucking
That's what I'm smelling, fish oil.
Fish.
No, I can't place it. Maybe it's beer. I will drink it.
Yep.
The Travel Light reminds me of the beer that will no longer be named in this episode.
Yes.
It's a light lager.
Be spoken.
The beer that did not step up to sponsor us, you motherfuckers. You've got enough money.
The beer that shall not be spoken.
That's right. So anyway, that's what we're drinking. If you want to share what you're drinking, you can use the hashtag We Drink Because We Work. Show us what you're sipping on.
Yeah. Show your beer some love.
I don't know why I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Show your beer some love.
Big Dick Dangler, Ho Strangler.
Let's not.
That's my new name.
No.
I am no longer Jay. What's up, y'all?
No.
Big Dick Dangler, Ho Strangler, your mother's favorite.
Wow. Didn't you say that was from like Dr.
It's fucking Snoop Dogg.
Oh. Yeah. Great halftime episode. Snoop and all. I enjoyed that very much. It brought me back to my teenage years. Or like, I guess late teens, early 20s. Anyway, I'm old. So it is our 1 year anniversary special.
Yes.
I think a good way, after we talk about what we drink, a good way to kind of kick off this episode is to just give a big, huge thank you.
To everyone, yes.
Yeah.
All of our supporters, everyone who has listened, everyone who's been a guest, sent in stories. We love all of you. We would not be millionaires if you did not send Whatever, I'm lying. We're not millionaires.
We're still not millionaires.
Yeah.
We're not even close to that. That's not really the point of this. It's just to have fun.
Yeah.
But if it did make us $1 million, that'd be cool.
It's not going to, but
I know. And yeah, so thank you to all our family, friends, the indie podcast community. Jay's doing duck lips for some reason.
well, when I was smiling just now, I was like, Jesus Christ, my lips are non-existent. Like I have no lips.
You got to go get them injections and then you'll look like a fish.
Yeah, I definitely won't be doing that either. So I just started duck lipping.
Get some Botox and some lip injections. And
I'll
some
make my
cheek
cheeks a little wider
yeah.
and get like forehead injections to like make that strong in between the eye thing where you always look pissed off.
Actually, it makes you always look like you have no emotion because you can't move your forehead.
Yeah, my eyebrows are like 3 inches above my eyes all the time.
Yeah. Oh, and enjoy everyone on this
Yes.
1 year anniversary. You might hear the kids next door screaming their heads off.
Yeah, because
always
that's what
fun.
kids do. I mean, I don't pay attention to it anymore. Kay does.
Yeah, because I have misophonia. So that shit eats at me.
You miss your phone?
I miss my phonia. No, misophonia. It means noises make you angry. Certain noises. Kids screaming is one of them. I will fucking murder you.
No, you won't. You don't get my life insurance if you murder me.
Just go to sleep. So yeah, huge thank you to the indie podcast community, our friends, our family, everyone who's, like Jay said, listened, sent in stories, supported us, shared our show. We are so grateful to all of you. And I think we want to give a special thanks to all of the guests that we've had on over the past 3 seasons now.
One of my favorite parts when I can talk to someone else.
Other than me?
What? What do you mean?
Wow. Wow. All right. Now the true feelings are coming out 1 year in.
Cheers, babe. To 1 year.
Cheers, everyone, if you're listening with a drink. So thanks to all of our guests. We had Brian from Playlist Wars.
Mark and John from 100 Things Film.
100 Things We Learned from Film.
Yes, it's 100 Things We Learned from Film.
Jeremy and Mike from The Neatcast.
Matt
from Mortal Kombat.
From Mortal Kombat.
Good old Zach from all the podcasts.
From all the podcasts. Little floozy with his buttery voice.
I know, with his radio DJ voice. Josh and Adam from Munch My Benson. Abby and Dean from that F King show.
Stabby Abby and Burpy Dean.
Burpy Dean. Aw. We love them. Also, the Wilsons.
Josh and Amanda from Super Familiar with the Wilsons.
Our buddy B.
Our buddy B.
Not a podcaster, but still a super fun guest.
And Brendan from Unchefed.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone who has been a guest on our podcast. Like, that has been so much fun.
So much fun.
We enjoy podcasting, just the two of us, and reading stories. But when we have guests on, it reaches a whole new level.
Yeah, it's basically like you're shooting the shit at a happy hour.
Yeah.
Just over the computer.
What you guys don't know is that we try to put out an episode that's around an hour. Sometimes the guest ones go a little bit longer, but we usually record for like close to 3 hours because you just start shooting the shit. It just gets insane. If
you've listened to those episodes, you've most likely heard the progression of my drunkenness on those podcasts.
Definitely.
I get fucking hammered.
Because it goes on for hours.
Yeah, because it's fucking great. I love it.
It's a lot of fun.
And then we stop recording, and the next day I wake up and I'm like, was I mean? Like, did I?
You're not a mean drunk.
No, I'm not. I'm actually a very happy drunk.
You're a very chatty drunk. You just start talking and talking.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm usually a pretty quiet, shy person.
Yeah.
Especially in social situations. But when I start drinking, then I just don't shut up and I get real stupid and silly.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you to all of you guys. We do have some future guests coming up this season too. So keep listening for more exciting guests.
Exciting.
All right. So we have got some messages from our listeners, our good old fuckers who we love very much. And we're going to play some of those. So let's go ahead and listen to our first message. This one we mentioned earlier in the show. They didn't quite understand that this was our 1-year anniversary and not our 100th episode. I think in reality, it's only like 42 episodes where we're at, but we still loved the message, and we're going to listen to that now.
Hello, fuck my life work. Fuck my work life. I couldn't get that out. This is Steve from the Break On Through podcast and For the Booze. And I simply just wanted to say congratulations on 100 episodes. And the reason that I like to listen is so that I know that everybody else out there hates their job as much as I do, or at least has as hard of a time. Anyways, keep on doing what you guys do. Great show. We'll be out here listening. And again, congratulations on 100 episodes. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve, on our 100 episode and the fuck my life work.
Yeah. We will get 200 episodes soonish, maybe in another year or so. But thank you, Steve, for the message. And yeah, I mean, kind of the point of this show was to be like, hey, we all deal with shit at work.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, definitely.
Hopefully it makes you feel like, if not better about your work life, at least a camaraderie with everyone everywhere that like, God damn, we all deal with shit.
Not so much that we hate our work, but or that you guys hate your work, but you can commiserate with people who just have shitty days at work and crazy shit that happens at work.
And I think sometimes you can hear a story and you're just like, holy fuck, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like cleaning up a hoarder's apartment or,
or dealing with a tweaker with black teeth.
Yeah. Jeremy from Neatcast.
I feel like he picks those jobs on purpose just to like
have life stories.
Like reinstill like his life, like my life is so great. I worked with a guy who had black fucking teeth.
Right.
Like, come on.
It's kind of like Brendan said in last week's episode, you're in the middle of this shit, but you're like, this is I'm building my life story type of thing. Yeah. So thanks again, Steve, for that message. We really appreciate it. Do you want to listen to another quick voicemail?
Yeah. This one comes from our very good friend, La Page.
I'd like to say congratulations to my number one podcast on their 1-year anniversary. K&J, you guys rock.
Oh, thanks.
La Page.
La Page. Yes.
I like how she said on her number one podcast. I know for a fact.
It's the only podcast.
It's the only podcast she listens
it's
to.
funny. Like we're listening to these voicemails and I'm like, I feel like that dude from Sword and Scale where at the end of every episode, he just plays a bunch of people boasting him up. But we don't do this all the time. This is our 1 year. It's our 1 year. So fuck you. We're doing it.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Kay. It's your buddy and favorite editing nightmare, Brendan from Unchefed, wishing you a happy 1-year anniversary. Just hoping you have several more.
Thank you, Brendan. It wasn't a total nightmare editing your episode.
It wasn't. I mean, I don't know. I didn't edit it, but yeah, that one we got pretty shitty and went on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was reaching close to 3 hours, but we had a really good time.
Yeah,
Brendan
we had so much fun.
Brendan is he's so interesting to talk to.
Yes,
I keep saying this. He's so smart. He's so smart. So if you haven't listened to that episode, that was last week's episode. You can go listen to Brendan talking about some of his chef stories and a lot of food talk. Good times.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was fucked up by the end of it.
And I think we all were.
I think we were. I don't think he was because he was like...
He said he was, but I think he holds it pretty well.
Yeah.
He's one of those drunks where you don't know.
Yeah. I used to be one of those. Not anymore.
I know your tells. I've lived with you long enough.
Yeah, but you know my tells. That's the thing.
Yeah. Most other people probably wouldn't know, but I know. You think I don't know, but I know.
I don't think you don't know. I would probably look down on you if you didn't know.
You don't know me at all.
I feel like you don't listen to me anymore.
All right, so now we are going to read an email that was sent in. Do you want to read it, Jay?
Sure.
Okay.
Congratulations from us here at Casting Views. You are an amazing podcast to listen to and wonderful people to go with it. Aww. Thank you for
whelping.
Thank you for welcoming us into the pod community and supporting us. Our question to you is, what has been the most standout story/stories that come to mind? Bonus question, do you ever get stories that make you go, whoa, and you can't put in either for decency or legal reasons? Thank you for continuing to provide great quality output for us to listen to. Dan.
Oh, thank you, Dan.
So I'm just going to get right to it.
Go to the first question first.
There's no such thing as us not putting a story in for decency, because fuck that shit.
I do have is addendum the right word?
Oh, if it gets like very offensive to people, yes, we will not put it in, or we'll change the wording. But
well, there was one story I got that I thought was very sexist and racist, and I just ignored it because I was like, I'm not gonna.
I didn't see that story.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not gonna touch this one. That's like, honestly, that's the one story we've gotten that.
So there is a story.
Yeah, but we haven't had any for legal reasons that I know of.
I belay my last. Apparently, we have cut out one story.
Belay my last? What does that mean?
What?
Belay?
Oh, that's kind of a military term. When they give you an order and then they don't want you to follow that order, they say belay my last.
Oh. What is the most standout story that comes to mind?
So the one story that stands out to me the most is the guy who in season 1, episode 3, our shit show episode, a guy would like get his rocks off by taking a shit in the middle of like a department store in the mall.
Yeah.
And it was an old man too.
Do you think he got his rocks off?
Yeah, because remember in the story they were saying that this guy would regularly do that.
Yeah.
This was a guy that they knew he was doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a standout story. And it's pretty amazing after doing this podcast for a year, how many stories we get that are related to poo. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think if you're at work and you run into a situation that has to do with poo, that's
going to stand out in your head.
Yeah, it's going to stand out. But the best part of that story was when everybody was so finicky and then the mom came up and was like, just fucking clean it.
Yeah.
She was like, get out of the way, you little shit. Yeah. And she just cleaned it.
You goddamn teenagers. I've had kids. This is nothing. My favorite standout moment was when we had Brian from Playlist Wars on, and he was talking about, because he worked in radio, and he was like a young kid or in radio carrying a stack of stuff, and he basically backed in and almost ran over BB King.
Oh, yeah.
And if you listen to Playlist Wars, Brian is a huge music person.
Mm-hmm.
His knowledge of music is just astounding. Insane. And I can imagine him running into someone like BB King and just being blown away. And he said he got to put one finger on Lucille, the guitar.
He got to strum it, didn't he?
No, I think he asked if he could touch it, and they said one finger.
Oh, okay.
So he got to put a finger on BB King's guitar. And that was the episode, season 2, episode 2, called A Little Bit Nerdy with Brian from Playlist Wars. So that stands out a lot to me, because I can imagine, for one, having a job that you love in the industry that you love is kind of rare. And then to run into someone, a legend like that in your job, that just stood out a lot to me. So you want to listen to another quick voicemail?
Yeah.
From a fucker? I was going to say a fellow fucker. Are we
fellow
fuckers?
Fucker?
I guess we're fuckers. I don't know. What are we? We're the master fuckers.
The fuckers. The fuckers to fuck all fuckers.
Yes, that is us.
Hey J and K, it's Dawn from Scottish Murders here, wishing you both a happy first podiversary. Congratulations, fuckers. Love you guys and fuck my work life.
I love her.
Thank you so much.
I love her so much.
I know.
Her podcast is great. It's her and her sister, and they They focus on murders that happen in Scotland, and I could listen to them all day long.
That accent is so fucking awesome.
Hello, J&K.
I listen to like my fucking shitty American accent, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. This is what I get blessed with. I mean, besides the size of my dick, but like
big dick dangler, hoe strangler.
Dangler, hoe strangler.
Jesus Christ. I hope y'all are still listening.
That accent is fucking great.
Oh, it's one of my favorite. Purple burglar alarm. The guttle squirrel.
Guttle squirrel.
It is a great accent. It's a hard accent. It's hard to mimic.
Yes.
But I love it so much. And we love Dawn over at Scottish Murders. Thank you for the message, Dawn.
And our next message comes from our good friend B.
Yeah, B was on in the B is for Besties episode last season. She's my work bestie in real life. And she came on and we had a fun time with her. We'll probably bring her back. We already said that earlier on.
Yeah, she alluded to like trying to take my spot in the podcast. And I was just like, bitch.
That's what B is for. Bitch. So let's listen to that now.
Hi, J&K. It's B. I just wanted to say congratulations on your 1-year podiversary. I love listening to the show. It's a great weekly distraction for me. And maybe one day I'll be on again. Who knows? So right now I'm cracking open a frosty, cold, unnamed beverage. Cheers.
Cheers, B.
Cheers, B.
Enjoy your unnamed frosty beverage. And yeah, we'll have you back on. And way to throw in that weekly distraction there.
Up next, we have another email from the Latin Jukebox. Hi, fuckers. Haha. Well, I need to say that I enjoy your show so much that weekly distraction initiative is so cool. Congrats on your 1-year podiversary. Keep it up. Take care, guys. Regards, a Latin guy living in Ottawa. The Latin Jukebox.
The Latin Jukebox. Thank you for that message. I'm glad you guys are liking the weekly distraction. That's new this season. It's fun to kind of hear your guys' responses on the social medias, like what's distracting you. And work can be tough, especially right now. Like we're still in the midst of shit. And I know working is hard. So to have those things that kind of take your mind off of it are important.
Definitely.
So I'm glad you guys are enjoying that new segment. And thanks again, Latin Jukebox. All right, we're going to take a quick break to hear a promo from the Talking Smack podcast. This is where they discuss superheroes, movies, animation, and comics.
Do you love comics, movies, video games, and more? We do too. Come tune in to Josh and our cast of colorful co-hosts on Talking Smack. Available on all your favorite podcasting platforms.
All right, next we're going to listen to another voicemail from Kelly from Drunk Theory.
Aww.
She is just the goddamn cutest, fucking most supportive person ever.
And she's smart as hell.
She's so smart. You should go listen to her episode on Unchefed.
Yeah, isn't she like a bio something?
Some sort of bioscientist.
Some word I can't say.
Yeah, she had a really great conversation with Brendan about GMOs and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so go listen to that. But first, finish this episode and listen to her voicemail.
Hey J&K, this is Kelly from Drunk Theory, and I just wanted to say congratulations on your podversary. It's been a great year for y'all, and I wanted to tell y'all about my favorite funny moment from your show. So I thought it was absolutely hilarious when you had the Wilsons on for We Get Super Familiar with the Wilsons. And when Josh said that he got diarrhea and jumped in his father-in-law's pool. That was about the funniest thing I'd ever heard, and I still laugh when I think about it. So yeah, I'd like to know what y'all thought the funniest moment from your show was. Again, congratulations on a great year. Love y'all. Bye.
That was definitely one of the best stories I've heard in a long time. And especially like took a shit in the father-in-law's pool, changed clothes, left, like, the pool did its thing, filtered everything out, and like no one knew, right?
Didn't say anything.
Like didn't fucking say anything. No one knew. That was like, fuck, I wish your dad had a pool.
Oh, God.
He's got a jacuzzi.
Sorry, Dad.
Ooh.
Keep the jacuzzi away from Jay. So that was in season 2, episode 13, when we had Super Familiar with the Wilsons on it. Yeah, that, again, a shit story. They seem to gravitate towards us.
Yeah.
So that was...
I thought when you first said it, I was like, that was not a shit story. That was a good story. But yes.
Not the adjective for the story. But
Yes. A fecal matter related story.
Yeah. To answer Kelly's question, what was your funniest moment from the past year?
I think the funniest moment from the past year was when Jeremy from the Neatcast told his story about, it was recently, it was just this season 3, episode 2. It was 100% on meth, and it was him talking about the guy he worked with at the carnival with black teeth.
Yeah.
Because those black teeth really stuck with him, which, like, if I had to work with someone who had black teeth, I'd have fucking nightmares about it. Like the carny ride coming at me with black teeth, chomping.
Well, how did he describe him again?
100% on meth.
Yeah. Which
he was 100% on meth.
Which became the name of our episode because it was so great. Yeah, that was pretty funny in a like, oh, Jesus, like this is the real world kind of way.
Well, it's not even like this is the real world. Like, no, this shit actually happens.
Yeah.
This is yeah. What you said.
Yeah.
This is the real world.
Yeah, real world. This shit actually happens.
Yeah, this is not just a story.
That was a good one. So mine, I'm going to go way back when we were little baby podcasters to season 1, episode 4, listening for your ear pleasure, which I don't even know how we got the name of that episode. I think you were doing a Russian accent or something and said that. That became the name of our episode. In that episode, there was a story about a guy that was working as a bouncer in a club, and there was a girl that just got really, really, really drunk, and they had to kick her out of the club, and she was out on the curb in front of the door, just insistent that she had to get back into the club, backed up cartoon style to take a running sprint at the door to get in. And as she did that, at the same time, someone came out and she basically slammed into the door and flew backwards and
knocked the fuck out.
Oh man, so sad for that poor girl, but just the visual.
But at the same time, like, dumbass, you got kicked out of a fucking club. What do you think? Taking a beeline towards the door is going to get you back in?
Right. But when you're that drunk, you aren't thinking. You're just, I gotta get back in there. My friends are in there and I gotta dance. Like doing the the bull, like
fucking scraping the ground with their feet,
nostrils flaring.
Could you imagine the fucking security guards if she was doing that?
They were probably just laughing.
Jesus Christ, this bitch is about to bum rush the fucking glass door.
They're just thinking they're gonna like clothesline her, just stick their arm out, knock her out, but the door did it for them. So yeah, that one sticks out to me as kind of the funniest moment.
Yeah. From
our stories. I mean, there have been a shit ton of funny stories, so many. But that one, when Kelly asked that question, that was kind of the first one that came to mind. So thank you, Kelly, for your message and the question. All right, now we're going to listen to one more voicemail. This is from someone that we know and love very much.
This is Kay
And Al.
wishing Jay
And Kay.
a happy first anniversary on their FMWL podcast. We love the potty mouth humor,
The stories you share are fascinating,
freaky,
funny, and at times
fucking unbelievable.
Keep up the good work from two of your
fucking followers. Congratulations.
Can you untie me now?
Oh, thank you for that.
Oh, thanks, guys. How did I know my potty mouth was going to be in there?
Well,
it's both our potty
we both have potty
our
mouths.
potty mouths.
Yeah, I am not a lady. I grew up with 2 older brothers.
What? You're not a lady?
I'm a lady, but I'm not a lady.
A lady.
I'm not a lady. I'm not a sophisticated lady.
Lady K.
I talk like a truck driver or a sailor. And
Sailor.
I mean, I have since I was a preteen. It's just the way I am, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Thank you, everybody.
I actually was a sailor, so
Is that where your potty mouth came from?
no.
I can
I had
imagine
it.
you being a little kid in Louisiana being like, fuck you, mister.
Yeah, fuck you, man, you fucking piece of shit.
Put that crawfish down, motherfucker.
My daddy's gonna stick his foot square in between your ass cheeks, you son of a bitch.
Were you like 5?
Yeah, I know. My daddy's gonna beat you up so bad.
Okay, we're getting to listen to another voicemail. This one is just kind of saying congratulations, but there's also a little work story in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so let's listen to this.
Hey, it's Matt from Decaying with the Boys, and happy 1-year anniversary to the Fuck My Work Life podcast. So we give you guys a quick story. When I was 14, I would call bingo on Mondays at a local bingo hall, and I would sell rip-off tickets. If you don't sell them correctly, you get yelled at by people who are, 1,000 times your age. So I did it one night where I doubled back and sold someone a rip-off ticket, and then all I kept hearing was, hey, motherfucker, mind you, I'm 14 doing this. This is my first job, really. And I didn't know he was talking to me because what 14-year-old would know to respond to, hey, motherfucker, and that's when I heard the shaking of ice because someone decided to take their cup that they had, like a vodka tonic in it and streamline it like a frozen rope right into the spot between my shoulder blades to get my attention. Nothing wakes you up to the world like being a 14-year-old with a bruise on your back the size of a baseball, crying while, a whole senior citizen's house is just laughing at you uncontrollably. So, yeah, when I was 14 years old, fuck my work life. All right, congrats again, guys.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, that was preparing you for the world right there.
Exactly. You little fucking son of a bitch.
First of all, why would you waste your vodka tonic on that?
But why did he throw it? Like, did he win and you weren't paying attention? Like,
no, I think he said he was like ripping the tickets or something and he did it wrong. And some older gentleman.
Hey, motherfucker.
Was mad about it. And then just a whole room of senior citizens laughing at you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was 14, you were in the age of some very angry old people.
What do you mean?
Well, when I was 14, a lot of the
old people were angry?
Well, yes, but they were also a lot of the men that were in their senior years were like Vietnam veterans.
Oh.
So
yeah.
They were fucking angry.
Well, yeah, with good reason.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if this guy is the same age as us, I can totally understand an old man throwing some shit at him because he did something wrong.
Yeah. Hey, motherfucker.
Hey, motherfucker.
You're going to take my vodka tonic
fucking
to the
rip
back.
my ticket wrong, you son of a bitch. Here's a pound of ice for your back, you fucking piece of shit.
I hope he, chugged all of the liquid in that drink before he threw it at Matt.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you can't waste that vodka,
no.
man. Okay, so this is our last kind of message from one of our fuckers, our listeners. And if you're new to this podcast, we're calling them fuckers because there was a vote about what we should call our listeners, and fuckers won. So there you have it.
Yep.
It's not a derogatory term. All right, so this one comes to us from the Dustin Can Read and Watch podcast. It was requested that I read this in a certain sort of accent. I'm going to do my best. Dearest Sir J and Lady K of Work-Life Fuckery, it is the highest honor to send you the warmest of congratulatory tidings on this, the anniversary of your exceptional cast of pod.
Yes, well.
Yes. Though the glorification of my own working narration was not presented to me, I do not harbor animosity. Instead, I have lifted my chin high to the heavens and moved thusly forward. However, I would emphasize my anticipation of the privilege of an invitation to further contribute my previous professional recollections to the program.
Interesting.
Yes, well. That said, it is with good faith that you shall find success in your further endeavors. Grandest of tidings, Dustin, Earl of Reading and Watching.
Yes, well, Dustin, we shall discuss your invitation.
Thank you, Dustin, for your high regards.
Yes.
I already said this to Dustin one-on-one. He did send us a story, and it will be played in a future episode.
Yes.
So don't you fret, Dustin. And he also was probably going to be coming on as a guest.
Yes. He should come on as a guest. Yeah. I mean, that was the best.
Yeah, that was a great email. Thank you.
That was the most regarded begging for a peasant to come cast of the pod with us.
Cast your story at our feet.
Yes, well.
I mean, it had a lot of thought was put into this.
Yes.
Yes, well. It reminded me of those videos
Has he
on
paid
TikTok.
his tithings?
It reminds me of those videos on TikToks where you just put your mouth in the like Renaissance portraits. Oh my God, I love those so much. Hey, follow us on TikTok at FMWL Pod. We aren't that funny. That's it for our messages. Our messages.
Not our like HOUR.
No.
Like OUR.
Our.
Yeah.
Our. That's the exact same word. This is why English is hard.
Yeah, I know.
So thank you so much for everyone who sent in messages and emails.
Yes, thank you so much.
We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for listening and being good fuckers.
Yep. Keep them coming.
Just keep on being good fuckers, okay?
That's right.
Y'all come back now, you hear? So before we get into our now I'm just going to think of our every time I say that. Go into the states with the weirdest jobs, the next four of those. Do you want to talk about our favorite moments that we've had being podcasters for the past year?
Yeah. I mean, I think my favorite moments have been, I think I said this before, all of the guests we've had.
Yeah.
We're in season 3 now, and the guests that we've had so much fun, basically met new friends.
Yeah.
Doing this podcast that are from all over the world. And it's so cool to talk to these people, drink with them, and commiserate with them. Yeah. Like, it's been so much fun. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I did not even expect that was something that could happen when we started this. You know, I thought we would be sitting here at our dining room table recording. A few people would listen, and that was it. And when that whole kind of world opened up to us, it was amazing. It's been so cool. Really, really cool. So since you already stole that favorite moment, not stole, since you took that favorite moment, because that's pretty damn cool, I'm going to go with the next coolest thing that happened over this past year. And for all of you unbelievers or haters out there, I don't care, but we caught an EVP on one of our recordings.
Yeah, that was
in
fun.
Season 1. That was pretty early on in Season 1. We recorded. It was just a normal thing, and I was going back through and editing. And, you know, I've got the headphones on when I'm editing, and I can hear every little background noise. I can hear the kids next door. I can hear the dogs walking across the floor. And I'm sitting there, and we're talking, and I hear this voice that doesn't sound like something that's farther away, like people walking outside or something, that just said, "Help us." It sounded like it was in the freaking microphone, and like chills just went through my whole body. You were out in the garage, and I ran out there, and I was like, I caught a freaking voice on our recording.
I was like,
listen,
well, yeah, we're talking the whole fucking time. Like, what do you think?
And it was crazy. And we listened to it over and over and raised the volume up. And I couldn't really tell what it was saying, but you listen to it and you're like, it sounds like it's saying,
help us.
Help us. Yeah. And it was it was really creepy.
Unfortunately, you can't really do research to find out, you know, if something happened in our apartment, but we came to the conclusion after a lot of no research that someone must have been killed in here.
A lot of drunken speculation.
Yeah, a lot of drunken speculation brought us to the conclusion that someone was multiple people were obviously killed in our apartment, and also their spirits are being held by, I don't know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer or some shit like that.
Because that's what she does.
Yeah.
She
Who
just
knows?
holds
Who knows?
spirits
Because
in
a spirit,
purgatory.
A spirit wouldn't say help us if the spirit didn't need help.
They're stuck in purgatory for whatever reason. We should bring someone in to help them go to the other side.
Them motherfuckers ain't coming to my house.
And then remember, didn't we set up our recording equipment?
Yes.
And let it run for a few hours after that to see if we picked anything else up? And we didn't.
No.
And some people had logical explanations for it, but I'm not going to go into that because I just want to believe that we picked up a spirit voice.
Fuck them.
That's not fun. I want fun, not black and white world. I want weird phenomena. Phenomena. I'm tipsy.
Okay.
So that's our favorite moments from the past year. Do you want to get into the next 4 states and their weird jobs?
Yes. For the next weirdest job, I'm going to do Illinois. And their weirdest job is a flavorist.
Wait, I want to guess what that is.
Okay.
Because I haven't read it. A flavorist. It has something to do with flavor. Are they flavoring ice creams?
Well, okay. So
is it broader than that?
You're correct. Yeah, this is a very broad explanation.
Okay.
Flavorists use chemicals to recreate familiar tastes or totally new ones in food. Chicago, as well as other parts of the state, are home to a number of major food manufacturing brands, many of which require flavor scientists. And that's where it ends.
Do you want to hear a gross, weird gross, weird fact?
Sure.
Did you know that imitation vanilla flavoring actually comes from like beaver anal extractions?
Yeah, like beaver pussy or some shit like that.
Pussy. Anal. Like
beaver
anal
butthole.
glands. Yeah. So buy real vanilla, everyone, because that's real gross. And the ruby red grapefruit shit, the red color, comes from a bug,
like
the cochineal bug.
Squirrel's period or something.
Oh no!
Like who the fuck knows?
It's the cochineal bug. It's like a beetle that they get that red flavoring from. So
Yeah,
that's
what I
real
said.
gross. But I don't know what. I don't think that's a flavor though. That's just a color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red dye number 40.
Right. What's the next one?
Okay, the next one is Indiana, and their weirdest job is airplane repo man.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. If someone is wealthy enough to buy an airplane but falls into arrears, they can expect a visit from an airplane repo professional.
Where's this? Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick Popovich, who appeared on the Discovery Channel show Airplane Repo, has a facility for repossessed planes in Indiana.
I'm sorry. This is probably going to sound real bad. Are there that many wealthy people in Indiana that have private fucking planes that a repo man?
Probably.
Oh yeah, because
Like
cattle ranchers and shit are.
Well, you think of those rural states, and a lot of those states are like
huge farms and
Yeah, and those people are really fucking wealthy.
Yeah,
like they make a lot of money.
I know. I'm watching Joe Millionaire for Richer or Poorer right now, and the millionaire is a rancher.
There you go. I'm watching Yellowstone.
And they're ranchers and they're rich.
And they're ranchers. Well, yeah, they're rich, but they're rich in land. They're not rich in money.
But they have a helicopter, don't they? They're pretty rich. They're pretty well off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, it seems like, oh, well, that's out in the middle of nowhere. How can you have money? But, yeah, that's big money, farming and ranching. Yeah. My turn. The next state we have is Iowa. And their weirdest job is wind turbine service technician. Do you want to guess what that is?
Wind service turbine technician.
Wind turbine service technician.
Oh, do I need to guess?
No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That was the funny part. It's self-explanatory. Yeah. I'm hilarious. Okay.
I'm hilarious.
I'm so
You're
funny.
fucking stupid.
Iowa is one of the biggest producers of wind energy in the United States, and technicians are needed to keep those turbines spinning. This sometimes requires the technicians to scale up to the top over 200 feet in the air. Those things are tall. No, thank you. I wonder, they have to be kind of like harnessed or strapped in, right? Or are they just fucking climbing up the side?
No.
Willy-nilly. Because even like telephone poles, people...
It's like people who climb mountains. The people who climb mountains do it for
fun
thrills.
Yeah.
But there's probably a loop, and every couple steps they take, they clip in, and then take a few more steps and then clip in.
That makes sense, because they probably have those like wire rungs going up the side.
Yeah,
of
they
them,
probably
right?
have rings going up the side, where as they go, they can just clip into the ring. And if they fall, they only have to climb up like 10 more steps to get back to where they were.
Yeah.
And also clean their drawers.
Yeah, exactly. Those wind turbines have been known to cause cancer.
And for some reason, they make people shit themselves.
That's right. Okay. And the last one for today's episode is Kansas. Do you want to guess?
I don't know. Something with corn or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Okay. The weirdest job in Kansas. I mean, kind of, I guess. Dog food taster.
Oh, yeah. It's all fucking corn.
So since dogs can't tell us what they think of their food, humans are needed to make sure nothing is amiss before pet food is shipped to stores. Kansas is one of the largest producers of pet food in the country. Gross. Did you ever eat dog food as a kid to see what it tastes like?
Yeah. I mean, you saw me drunk one night, taste my cat's food.
That's right.
Like, taste the wet food. And I was like, oh, fucking God. What the fuck am I doing? Why'd you let me do this?
That's right. I forgot about that. Was that the same night you had whiskey?
I don't think so. It might. It could have been.
Yeah, you were like preparing the wet food for the cats. And you were like, I'm going to taste this. I remember as a kid, do you remember those Milk-Bone dog treats?
Uh-huh.
We had those. And I remember as a kid, like me and my brothers going in and taking a bite of him. And I mean, honestly, it wasn't gross. It just tasted like nothing.
I want a divorce.
Okay. We know a divorce lawyer.
We do.
Yeah, but it just didn't taste like anything. It tasted like cardboard. So I don't know how dogs enjoy those. Willow very much enjoys her peanut butter treats. I'm sure they taste like peanut butter. Okay, so that was Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Kansas. Anyone who grew up in the United States.
So wait, I don't want to just gloss over this.
Oh,
there
the dog food taster?
There are actual people who take a job tasting dog food to see if dogs would like it.
Right.
Like, you can make the shittiest meal. And
dogs will eat it.
Growing up as a kid, 4 or 5 sisters, my dad would make meatloaf. And his meatloaf was basically ground beef mixed with ketchup, put in a fucking loaf pan and stuck in the oven until it was dry as, your grandma's coochie.
Wow.
And then served to us.
That's not meatloaf.
And the whole time, of course, the parents didn't have to eat at the table. They got to eat in the living room. The kids were in a separate room, in a dining room, eating at the table. And it was either wait until the dog comes into the room or wait until some dumb motherfucker decides they need to go to the bathroom. And as soon as they would go to the bathroom, they'd come back to like 3 pounds of meatloaf on their plate because everybody emptied their plate onto their plate. Or if the dog came in the room, we would all just like cut up squares and throw them on the floor, and the dog would just. Oh,
yeah.
So getting back to where this is coming from, why not have dogs taste the fucking food?
It wouldn't matter because they will eat anything.
Exactly. So, like if you get a dog that is like, I'm not eating that shit, then you need to change your recipe a little bit.
How can humans judge what tastes good to dogs?
Well, how can you sleep at night knowing I fucking put a bunch of cornmeal with a bunch of other stupid shit and made some dude test it, and if he said it was okay, we're going to feed it to dogs, when you could have just given it to a fucking dog.
Right.
And the dog would have been like, okay, I'm good. or I'm not eating that shit.
I also think there's a difference between humans and animals, where animals just eat to survive. They will eat
Yes.
whatever to survive. We had a dog that would literally eat shit. So, like, if human taste buds are trying to decide what
Yeah.
dogs will like, that's kind of ridiculous. Whereas humans eat, I mean, yes, it's a survival, but we eat for enjoyment and we eat
Yeah.
for what our taste buds like. I just want to know how is this a full-time job? How much fucking are you eating dog food 40 hours a week?
What are you shitting?
Dog food. They eat the dog food and then they see if the dog.
Does your wife follow behind you with a fucking little baggie?
Oh God.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
We're-
crazy.
We're kind of
Going off in the weeds
we're-
as per usual.
we're not going off. We're off.
In the weeds.
We're in the weeds.
We're in the middle of the weed field.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the fucking cornfield.
We've got foxtails stuck in our socks and yeah. Okay, so that was Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Kansas. If you live in any of those states and you're listening and you can think of a weirder job in your state, we want to hear about it.
I will say this. Of all the weird jobs in the States, Kansas just took the cake.
So far,
Like with the because we've had some dumb shit that every state has.
Yeah.
Like even in California, there are wind turbine service technicians.
Yeah.
Anywhere there's a wind time, those guys are.
A wind time?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was going to say a wind turbine. I was
Wind
going to say
time.
wind chime.
I want to be a wind chime
I want to be a
servicer.
wind chime service technician.
And the chimes just don't sound like they used to. Can you please come
Yeah, they
service
used to
these?
go, and now they go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thanks, guys,
For joining
for
us.
our podiversary.
Cheers, Jay.
We are officially getting to drunk.
We're officially 1 year old and drunk. And again, just want to thank everyone.
Yes, this has been great. When we first started this, naturally, I had my apprehensions, like reservations about it. And then we started doing it, and it was like, the first few times we would record, I felt really nervous, and I could tell Kay felt really nervous. And then it was just, we were just shooting the shit, and you kind of get used to it. And then we started having guests on, and the pod family started to really show up. And this has been one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life besides drink beer and eat meat.
That's a great scale.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's been amazing. Completely unexpected. I actually started listening to our preview episode that came out on March 3rd of 2021. And we both sounded so nervous.
Yeah.
And even though, we talk to each other all the time, once we got microphones in front of us, it was really awkward.
It's a different
and
animal.
Strange.
It's a different animal when a microphone's in your face.
So I'd like to say, for anyone who's checking out a nude podcast,
Yeah.
there's a thing. A new podcast, as long as it's not, is the word episodic, where you have to listen from start to finish.
Yeah.
Don't start at the first episode,
I
because
also don't know if that's what the word is, but
I think it is. But don't start at the very first episode, because I feel like a lot of podcasts get pushed aside because
yes.
people find a new one. They're like, oh, I want to listen from the beginning. And
Yeah.
I feel like the first couple episodes or first few episodes are always rough for new podcasters because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox and just say again, thank you to everyone who has listened.
Yes.
And
Thank you so much.
followed and shared and come on as guests. And
Come on us what?
wow.
Oh, come on as
Come
guests.
on
Oh, okay.
As guests. Thank you. We love you.
Thanks, guys.
Tune in next week for a new episode.
Mucho appreciato.
Go check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
We've got some fun shit over there. If you listened to our episode last week with Brendan, we cut out a lot of conversations, and that's going to be bonus content for patrons. So yeah, do that if you want to support the podcast, or just tell your friends. Tell your friends. That's it. We love you.
Love you guys.
Happy 1
You
year,
fuckers.
Jay.
Yeah. Happy 1 year, babe.
We love
Happy
you.
1 year.
Bye.
Bye.
If you have a workplace story you'd like to share, email it to us at fmwlpod@gmail.com or call the rant line at 310-818-3273.
You can find Fuck My Work Life on all major podcast platforms. If you like our podcast, please consider giving us a 5-star rating on Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, or Podchaser.
If you'd like to become a patron, check out our Patreon, where you can get access to all kinds of fun perks like swag, bonus content, and virtual happy hours.
And of course, please remember to support indie podcasts. They're working hard to provide amazing content for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Until next week, bye, fuckers.
Mwah.